Pompeii was once a thriving Roman city, bustling with life, laughter, and the kind of energy that makes you imagine people walking down its streets, chatting over wine, and maybe even arguing about who had the best bread. But then came Mount Vesuvius, a volcano that would change everything forever. In 79 AD, this fiery giant erupted with such force that it buried Pompeii beneath layers of ash and pumice, freezing time in an instant. Imagine being caught in the middle of a bustling market, your favorite loaf of bread still warm in your hand, only for the sky to turn black and the ground to shake beneath you. That's exactly what happened to Pompeii, and it's why archaeologists are still uncovering secrets from that fateful day. What makes Pompeii so fascinating is not just the fact that it was destroyed by a volcano, but the way it was preserved. The ash acted like a time capsule, locking everything in place. Houses, streets, even people caught mid-action. You can almost hear their voices echoing through the ruins, whispering tales of daily life in ancient Rome. Think about the details, the graffiti scrawled on walls, the mosaics that depict scenes from mythology and everyday life, or the surprisingly well-preserved food found in homes, like a loaf of bread still soft enough to eat if you could just find someone to share it with. It's like stepping into a museum of moments frozen in time. The mystery surrounding Pompeii only deepens as archaeologists continue to dig through its layers, uncovering artifacts that tell stories we never knew existed. There are frescoes that depict everything from family life to political events, and even some surprisingly modern-sounding items, like a small wooden box that might have held something personal or sentimental. These discoveries paint a picture of a city that was more than just a place. It was a living, breathing community with its own culture, traditions, and quirks. And yet, all of it was silenced by nature's wrath, leaving behind an archaeological treasure trove that continues to surprise researchers today. One thing that makes Pompeii so unique is the way it has become a window into the past for both scholars and the public. It's not just a site for historians. It's a place where people can walk through ancient streets, touch walls that have stood for nearly 2 millennia, and imagine what life was like in a Roman city. But there's also an eerie beauty to it. Standing amidst ruins that were once vibrant with life, you can't help but feel a sense of awe and melancholy. It's a reminder of how fragile human existence is, yet how enduring our stories can be when preserved by the forces of nature. As we dive deeper into the secrets of Pompeii, it's important to remember that each discovery adds another piece to the puzzle of this ancient city. From the moment the first excavations began in the 18th century, archaeologists have been piecing together a narrative that spans centuries. And while some mysteries may never be fully solved, the ongoing work at Pompeii continues to challenge our understanding of the past and inspire new questions. It's a place where history is not just studied, it's felt, experienced, and sometimes even reimagined in ways we never expected. Imagine stumbling upon a room in Pompeii where the air is thick with something that shouldn't be there, a strange, almost metallic scent hanging in the silence. That's exactly what archaeologists recently uncovered in one of the city's most preserved buildings, and it has left experts scratching their heads. The discovery isn't just another layer of ash or a forgotten statue. It's something far more unsettling. Inside this once bustling home, they found an eerie collection of objects that suggest people were still alive when Mount Vesuvius erupted in 79 AD. It's as if the city wasn't just buried under volcanic debris, but also trapped in time, preserving not only its structures, but also the very essence of those who lived there. What makes this find so shocking is the way it defies everything we thought we knew about Pompeii. For years, archaeologists have believed that most of the residents were caught unaware by the eruption's sudden force, with little time to escape or even react. But now, they're finding evidence that some people may have been in their homes late at night, perhaps even preparing for bed when the disaster struck. The presence of personal items, like a set of bronze mirrors, a jar of oils, and even a partially burnt bed, hints at a moment frozen in time. It's like stepping into a museum exhibit that wasn't meant to be discovered for nearly 2 millennia. The real kicker? Some of these objects were found in positions that suggest they weren't just left behind, but were actively used moments before the eruption. A small table was still set with what looks like a meal, and there's even a piece of bread that seems to have been deliberately placed on the floor. These details are more than just creepy, they're heartbreaking. They paint a vivid picture of ordinary people going about their lives, unaware that nature would soon erase them from history in an instant. It's like watching a documentary where the soundtrack suddenly cuts out, and you're left with silence, a silence that has echoed through the ages. Experts are now scrambling to make sense of this discovery, trying to piece together whether it was a sign of people's last moments or just a cruel twist of fate. Some theorize that the eruption might have been more gradual than previously thought, giving residents a few precious moments to gather their belongings. Others argue that these objects were simply left behind in the chaos, much like how we might leave things on a counter when rushing out of the house. Either way, the find is challenging everything we know about Pompeii's final days and raising new questions about how people responded to disaster in ancient times. What's truly terrifying about this discovery isn't just what it reveals about Pompeii, but also what it means for our understanding of human resilience and vulnerability. These objects are a reminder that no one is ever truly prepared for nature's wrath, and even the most advanced civilizations can be brought to their knees in an instant. It's a sobering thought, especially when you consider how much we take for granted in our own lives. After all, if ancient Romans couldn't escape a volcanic eruption, what hope do we have against modern-day disasters like climate change or pandemics? Well, maybe that's a story for another day. Imagine stumbling upon a treasure chest that's not filled with gold or jewels, but rather human bones and ancient scrolls, all preserved in perfect detail. This is exactly what archaeologists discovered in Pompeii. The site, buried under volcanic ash for nearly 2 millennia, has been a time capsule of sorts, and the latest finds are shaking up everything we thought we knew about the city's final days. Among the most chilling discoveries were human remains that had been frozen in time, their bodies still in positions that suggest they were caught mid-motion, like a mother holding her child or a man reaching for his belongings. It's as if the eruption itself paused to capture these last moments, turning tragedy into an eerie tableau of life frozen in ash. But it's not just bones that are causing a stir. Inscriptions carved into stone and walls are offering new clues about the lives of Pompeii's inhabitants. One particularly intriguing find is a set of letters written by a local official detailing his concerns about the volcanic activity, which suggests the disaster was not entirely unexpected. These documents hint at a society on edge, with people trying to prepare for the worst while still going about their daily routines. It's like finding a diary entry from someone who knew the sky was falling but kept writing anyway. Only this time, they were right. Another jaw-dropping discovery is the presence of what appears to be an ancient library. Hidden beneath layers of ash and debris, archaeologists uncovered shelves lined with scrolls and tablets, some still intact enough to be read. These texts range from mundane records of trade and daily life to more profound philosophical musings that give a glimpse into the intellectual world of Pompeii's citizens. It's as if they were preparing for an apocalypse by stockpiling knowledge itself. Because in the end, it was not just their lives that were lost, but also the potential for future generations to learn from them. What really sent chills down the spines of archaeologists, however, is the evidence of a sudden, violent upheaval. The remains found in the city's streets show signs of people fleeing desperately, some with hands raised as if pleading for mercy or trying to shield themselves from the falling debris. Others were caught mid-flight, their bodies suspended in the air like frozen statues, a haunting reminder of how quickly nature can turn from beautiful to brutal. It's not just the physical remains that tell this story, but the way they're arranged, like a snapshot of chaos, preserved by the very disaster that claimed them. These new findings are reshaping our understanding of Pompeii and its people. They're not just relics of the past. They're voices from an ancient world that were silenced by time. And now, thanks to modern archaeology, they're finally being heard again. It's a sobering reminder of how fragile human life is in the face of nature's fury, but also a testament to the resilience and curiosity of those who came before us. Who knows what other secrets still lie buried beneath the ruins? For now, we can only marvel at the incredible preservation that has allowed these discoveries to come to light. Imagine stepping into a place where time has frozen everything in an instant, like someone hit the pause button on life itself. That's exactly what archaeologists found in Pompeii when they uncovered these chilling artifacts, not just any objects, but ones that tell a story of terror and chaos. You see, these items weren't just left behind carelessly. They were discovered in positions that suggest people didn't have time to react, as if the eruption happened so suddenly that their bodies froze mid-action, like a horror movie scene that was never meant to be seen. One of the most unsettling discoveries is the way some of the artifacts were found. Think about it. You're walking through an ancient Roman city, and out of nowhere, you come across a group of people frozen in time, their faces locked in expressions of shock or fear. These aren't just random finds. They're like snapshots from a nightmare, capturing moments that should have been fleeting but instead became eternal because of the eruption's catastrophic power. The conditions in which these items were found are equally disturbing. You can almost feel the heat and pressure of that day when Mount Vesuvius exploded, sending ash and debris raining down like an apocalyptic storm. The artifacts weren't just buried. They were preserved in a way that makes you question how such a powerful natural disaster could leave everything so intact, as if it was too quick to kill and too fast to destroy. Now imagine being one of those people who lived in Pompeii on the day of the eruption. You're going about your business, maybe having breakfast or chatting with friends, when suddenly everything changes. The sky turns black, the ground shakes, and before you know it, you're trapped. These artifacts tell a story of survival that never came to pass. People who were just moments away from escaping, but instead found themselves frozen in time, their final moments captured forever. This isn't just a discovery, it's a reminder of how fragile life can be. The horror of Pompeii isn't just in the destruction itself, but in the way it was so sudden and complete that even the smallest details were left behind, like a dinner plate still sitting on the table or a child's toy half rolled under a couch. These aren't just objects, they're testaments to lives cut short by nature's fury, leaving archaeologists with more questions than answers. So, you're probably thinking, okay, they found something in Pompeii, but why should I care? Well, let's break it down. This isn't just another dusty relic or a broken statue. This discovery is like opening a time capsule that screams, hey, look what happened here. Scholars are flipping out because the items they've uncovered aren't just random objects. They're pieces of a puzzle that tell us exactly how people lived and died in the chaos of Mount Vesuvius eruption. Imagine being able to see the last moments of ancient Romans through their belongings, like a frozen snapshot in time. Experts are calling it a chilling glimpse into human vulnerability. One archaeologist I spoke to said, it's not just about what they owned, it's about how they were caught off guard. Think about it. These people didn't have the luxury of modern escape routes or emergency plans. They had no idea that their city was going to be buried under ash and lava. This discovery shows that even in a society as advanced as ancient Rome, there were limits to human foresight and preparedness. It's like finding a 2,000-year-old diary entry about the day everything changed. Another scholar compared this find to a modern-day emergency room seen frozen in time. You see, they found medical tools, personal items, and even some clothing that suggests people were trying to protect themselves or their families. One item that really caught everyone's attention was a small clay jar with what looks like a first aid kit inside, complete with bandages, salves, and even something that might have been used for eye drops. It's terrifying because it shows they were trying to survive, but they didn't make it. Then there are the personal items, like jewelry, letters, and even toys, that suggest these weren't just people in a disaster. They were individuals with lives, loves, and hopes. One historian said, these aren't just artifacts, they're stories. Imagine finding a child's toy half buried in ash or a letter that never made it to its recipient. It's like looking at the remnants of their last moments, and it makes you wonder what they were thinking as the sky turned dark and the earth shook beneath them. The real kicker? This discovery is changing how we see ancient Rome. Instead of just being a city of grandeur and power, Pompeii now feels more human, more fragile. It's like realizing that even the most powerful empires can be undone by nature, and sometimes the smallest things left behind tell the biggest stories. So next time you hear about Pompeii, remember, it's not just about the ruins. It's about the people who lived there and how they faced one of the greatest disasters in human history.